Hello, everyone. We are about to start the book club. Woo! Except everything hates me and decides to not work. And of course, yeah, the background got moved. All right. Oh, there we are. Except it's frozen. Fantastic. We are going to be starting in a second. I'm sorry, it's taking so long. All right, y'all should be able to see me now. Let's get rid of these black bars. Booyah. Where's my restream dashboard? Yep, looks great. All right, so let's bring up the book. We are talking about Greek Religion by Walter Burkert. Just a window capture. Oh, gracious. That's always so big. We'll just make that a little bit tighter. All right, perfect. Now, if we do get anyone jumping on, then we'll bring them up on screen. There we go. I'm about to jump into the Discord VC, see if there's anyone on there, and we'll just hang out until there is. But we're going to continue. Go ahead and talk about today's section. Let's just go back and find it in our chat here. We're going to be talking about section, well, we're going to be talking about chapter 4. We're finishing off chapter 4, which is the section, The Dead, Heroes, and the Chthonic Gods. We're finishing off section 5 of that one, as well, I'm sorry, which is specifically figures who cross the Chthonic Olympian boundary, right here. 5.1, we're going to finish all of section 5, and then we're going to be starting the new chapter, chapter 5, ironically, which is Polis and Polytheism. There we go. And we're just going to get through general considerations. So we're going to start a new chapter. It's very exciting. Let's see how much farther that is throughout the book. So we're in section 5 here. Oh, okay. So there's literally just 2 more chapters of the book. We should be finishing this fairly soon. Very exciting. This chapter, this section I really liked. So actually, let's see if we can just pop back to it. Perfect. Here we are. All right, we're gonna first take a minute to take a drink. In my adorable cat mug today, we are drinking decaf Paris tea. I don't remember who it's from, but it's delicious. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll go on the stage. Wait, why is there music from this? Why? That is the weirdest freaking thing. Okay, let's not do that. Oh, it just okay, apparently if you go into the events channel, it just starts playing music. Super weird. So in each case, since we have no one in the chat right now, I'm just going to turn up the music. All right. This is very exciting. We start with Hercules, and Hercules is a big favorite. My mouse setup is not being great to me today. I need to have my notes here as well. So if you are following along with us in book club, or even if you're just joining or just watching, you can go into the book club section and you'll be able to find a PDF. Well, you'll be able to find a lot of things pinned, but in the pins you'll be able to find a link to the PDF of the book, as well as you'll find a link to the notes that we've been taking. We're not sharing the notes on stream, so you have to join the Discord, and if you haven't, why not? That seems like obvious. But so I'll be actually going through my notes and just talking about some of the main points I thought were important here. And there we go. Also going to try to fit everything I need on stream, or everything I like. Okay. Fantastic. And just in case, we're going to go ahead and let everyone know. So I can never find the channels when I want to. Sorry, I'm just messaging. I can't tag people for some reason. It's really annoying. Alright, well, let's get started. So, Section 5, figures who cross the chthonic and Olympian boundary. So I'm surprised I didn't say it in this section, but I know we talked about it in the previous book club. Some of those deities that I think this is not deities. I think this is specifically non-deities who cross the chthonic and Olympian boundary, because we did talk about Hermes as one, because Hermes is also the messenger of the dead, right? He brings the dead to I can't remember, but so them to cross the river Styx, right? So he brings people to Hades. And another one, Persephone is another one, because she's the goddess of spring, but she's also the husband of Hades, right? So deities like that who cross the chthonic. Ugh, I can't wear headphones like normal. Who cross that barrier. Let's see if I can turn up my volume without turning up your volume. No, apparently not. I have to be able to hear. And so now we're going to be discussing non-deities who cross the boundary. So Hercules is one. We know this if you know about the Eulanesian mysteries. You'll know that Hercules was part of the mysteries, and the mysteries are associated with Persephone and Demeter. So obviously that would make him a deity that then also has become associated with crossing the boundary. And there's actually a few other instances that support this. So let's start here. Okay, Heracles, the mightiest son of Zeus. We are here. Hercules, the mightiest son of Zeus, who can always call beautiful victory on his own, is the greatest of Greek heroes, and yet thoroughly untypical. There is no grave for Hercules. So that's really unusual because having a grave was really important for ancient Greece. I am severely dehydrated because I came back from a walk, so please bear with me. Yeah, that makes sense because I just paused it for like me drinking. Anyway, so I was saying I finished it. It doesn't work now because the cup is full. I was like, oh no, Victoria, we just started and you ran out of tea already. And I was like, no, I didn't. And I came and I poured it. And it did not have the lid. And I was telling everyone to not do that because I could have spilled it on my keyboard and then it would have fucked the computer. So, be kind to your computers. Sin, are you joining me in chat? In VC? You don't have to. But I can be entertaining with you or without you. But it'll be fun. Yeah, so not having a grave is super untypical. Where does it say that? There is no grave for Hercules. It's really untypical because having a grave was a really important thing. We talked about this in previous chapters in regards to funeral rites. There was a very particular way that people were buried. But people were buried. And if they didn't have a proper burial, no worries, Sin. If they didn't have a proper burial, it was said that they couldn't go to the underworld. They couldn't get through to where they needed to be, right? I don't know how to say that properly, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Where's my chapstick? You think I have... Oh, I'm going to mess up my lipstick if I do that. Did I do it already? Let me look at myself on stream. Hold on. I think it's fine. Y'all tell me if it's messed up. Okay, well, let me make myself a little bigger so you can see me better. Ta-da! And anyone can say if you guys want the book bigger or whatever, that's fine too. Yeah, so it's a really amazing thing that there isn't a grave for Hercules, especially because he was so well known. And therefore, where does it say here? Hercules is therefore both hero and god. Heros Theos. Did I mention that? Yeah, here we go. Hey, Sin, and everyone, by the way. I'm actually trying to mark things like vocabulary words and notes about holidays and stuff so we can actually go find them, 3/5 of the way through the book. 3/5 of the way through the book, I thought about this. Right. So, where were we? Heros Theos, as Pindar says. At the same festival, sacrifice was made to him first as a hero and then as a god. That makes sense, right? Because we're working in a hierarchy here. But they say, to every rule there is an exception. Hercules. I'm gonna have to find where it says this. Just because I want us all on the same page here. Literally. I'm just gonna click find. What? Well, where did I copy? Oh, I may have copied it from somebody else, somewhere else to. I don't know. Let's move on. Hercules has to do with animals. Where are we? There we go. Hercules has to do with animals. Sorry, my notes are actually really small. I should make them bigger so I can read them. Oh, that's so much better. All right. He slays the most dangerous, the lion and the serpent. He captures others. Those which can be eaten, bring them to men. He hunts down the swift-winged hind. He drags in the wine, blah, 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 blah. Hercules is associated with so many animals. So many of his tales have to do with hunting, with killing. He gets into a whole lot of fights. And because of that, where is it? The Oriental motifs have obviously entered this complex. It is open to question whether early Greeks have ever had a chance to see a live lion, and the migration of the lion image and the lion fight scene as well, documented archaeologically. So he's associated with all of these animals, and yet there's so much being like, did they even know, like, did they even have these? Like, what is it? Or is it in, I guess, A Tale of a Tale? They know of these crazy, terrifying things, and they're being like, oh, okay, these are terrifying things. I bet Hercules could kick ass, right? So even though there's archaeological records that's like, sus, they're like, yeah, okay. So, and the serpent head, oh my god, we're going to talk so much about the serpent head tonight. Let's see here. But first we want to go, so the serpent, in several of the tales regarding Hercules, there are serpents involved. So it goes a little bit into it, but it doesn't go into all of them, but that comes up later as well, so it's very interesting. Oh, I do think we actually may talk about Hermes here. I can't remember. No, we talked about Hermes last time. Hercules was drawn, where it is. Hercules was drawn. Here's a mention where we're saying that it's very complex. I'm just gonna find it. No, that's not what I wanted. Control fine. Hercules. There we go. As Hercules was drawn into the world of the heroic epic, his deeds of a more heroic kind occurred to him. But it was already. Let me see here. Did I want to go there? That completely no. So this is the tale of how he became a heroic epic. Let's see here. This I found very interesting because they actually mentioned the labors, and I've always wondered about the timing, because I know that there's an order, right? And it mentions, like, here he had to do various adventures. But I've always wondered, okay, like, when is this? What are we looking at as far as what would he have had? Of course, they had, I don't know much about historical weaponry, and I am interested in weaponry. So that's something I've wondered, and I haven't looked up, and I should have for this, because that would have been really cool information to have, but I was dumb. Here it is. So they mention about the time, about the date here. So the establishment of a fixed cycle of 12 labors, right, is attributed by tradition to an epic poem, which written by a certain this person, which is perhaps to be dated around 600. So that seems like impossibly far, right? We talk about ancient Greece a lot, and it's really good that time because the span of it was pretty large, but like, thinking back, I'm like, oh my gosh, that would have been extremely difficult, these labors. And I know we've talked about take things with a grain of salt, but it's still kind of an amazing thing to think about. And I just wanted to put that, like, little creative idea in everyone's head, because I was kind of blown away by it. I don't know why, I was just in that mood today. So let's see. The death of Hercules is especially distinctive right here. In a fit of jealousy, his wife, I don't know, the man destroying. I love how she got that title, though, right? Especially after all these things tried to kill Hercules, and it's like, really? Like, can you just imagine those people finding, or those creatures finding out and being like, are you kidding me? I got killed by this guy and his wife did him in? So it sends him a poisoned garment which burns him, or as the story explains, causes him such dreadful torments that he immolates himself on a pyre of wood. The story is known in detail, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so after all of that, his wife killed him. And Hercules' death in the Iliad, were we talking? And in the Iliad, here we are. In the Iliad, Hercules is apparently made to die. The myth which places Hercules on Mount Oita? Not from far, wherever it does. However, relate to a real cult site which has been excavated. Every 4 years, a fire festival was celebrated there with ox sacrifices and this word that we've said before. Hercules ascends through the flames to the gods, and Vase paintings show him riding towards heaven in a chariot above the pyre. The complex of the immolation and the, I can't say that word. I don't think I was going to read all this. Yeah. So there's another documented where he goes to the gods, right? Let's see here. And here's the juxtaposition. Yeah, here's the juxtaposition. I love juxtaposition. I love saying that word, and being able to do this book club has made me like love that word even more, because it's literally in every stream. Like, we just need to get a clips together of me saying juxtaposition from all the I need to make Ren do that. That's what I need to do. Let's I'm just gonna clip that. So I remember, and so Ren sees it. Cheers. Hydrate or die straight. Okay, and now I'm going to do something we do in so many streams. Also, one second. I gotta sneeze. Oh, sorry. As Victoria is going to imbibe in cannabis. And as we say on all streams, even though our streams are marked mature for a reason, this is the reason. Please don't do any drugs that are illegal in your area. We do not promote that. We do not support this. It is extremely legal where I live. I live in California. So, there you are. I think it's probably the smoke that made my nose itchy, actually. He's like terribly. Oh, also I'm blonde now. It's a middle state. It's a middle state. Wow, that smoke was a lot. All right. So we are then going on. The smoke is a lot. It might be too much. I don't know. Oh, it's not. Okay. So, the juxtaposition. The figure of the hero who is always strong, never defeated, and exponentially potent sexually seems like many fairy tale motifs to be drawn from a wish fulfillment fantasy. Yet not only does the hero meet a terrible, or at any rate ambivalent end, but he also contains his own antithesis. The glorious hero is also a slave, a woman, a madman. So it's interesting because even as Hercules displayed this, right? He's this very macho guy. He's this hero. He's slain all these, creatures and villains and whatever. At the same time, there's a story of him losing his mind and murdering his kids, right? He's his own antithesis. And we talked about how he was killed by his wife a minute ago. So it's very interesting. There's also... Oh, of course, we always talked about this. The fact that Hercules and Hera were going to go with do not get along. And yet they are themselves the juxtaposition, right? There's always this not great vibe right there. And in Hercules' story, there itself is a lot of juxtaposition. It's literally everywhere in Greek mythology and Greek history. I love it. So, the extreme, where is it? It says it here. There it is. The extreme must turn into its opposite. Importance and self-destruction in order to affirm itself again. There's always that. I'm going to put the page number actually, because that's a great. That's a really, really great quote. And I'm going to make that something that we keep track of. Because we always talk about that on streams. So, let's see here. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, I wanted to point out the another holiday here. An ancient and important sanctuary. Hercules festivals are not so much Polish festivals as events organized by cult associations. So they weren't like community events. They were by the private cults, the private organizations. In Attica, for example, a whole series of minor and major Hercules sanctuaries. Like a franchise. Yeah, like a franchise. The Hercules franchise. Hi, would you like to hear about our hero, savior Hercules? Like, could there be like Mary Kay parties? It's ridiculous. Like franchises, terrible. Those are actually MLMs, not franchises, but anyway. The Hercules. We have this example and information about the Hercules festivals. Hercules is particularly suited to gymnasia and a word I can't say. There is something forever youthful about the hero who's always wandering, fighting, and nowhere at home. The main figure of Hercules festivals is great meat banquets. I am so for this. We love our vegetarians, but I love me some ribs. I have had 3 servings of steak this week. That is an excess amount of steak, but it was amazing, and it was accidental, and I fucking loved it. So I am here for the meat banquets. And then there's a gymnasium. Hercules is distinguished. It has distinguished Athenians as table companions. Another vocabulary word. When the table is spread for him. Accordingly, Hercules is portrayed as a sacrificer. So this is all this information about the holiday. I have a problem because I need my other hand. I'm just gonna say page 300. Holiday. Oh, that's already... No, it's not. So it's in the text that it is marked that there's information about a holiday. So this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to get all of this information down for everyone. So that you can have, or we can make, hopefully, it's a horrific mess. I'm so sorry, Sin. And I feel like we're going to need more hands on deck for this, Sin. I'm going to be honest. To make this some sort of study guide so that you can be like, oh, okay, here's in this book a guide that notes all of where the information's about festivals are, right? So you can mark them accordingly. Okay, let's see. I wanted to mark something else. Here it is. The figure of Hercules was later able to become an influential spiritual force for 2 reasons. above all. First, he is portrayed as the ruler who, by virtue of his divine legitimation, acts as an irresistible way for the good of mankind, and he finds his fulfillment among the gods. And that's why Alexander stamped the image of Hercules on coins. Second, he is a model for the common man who may hope that after a life of drudgery and through that very life, he too could enter into the company of the gods. Hercules has broken the terrors of death. As early as the 5th century, it was said that his initiation to Elysius protected him from the dangers of the underworld. But the power inherent of Hercules leaves even Elysius behind. Here the divine is close at hand in human form, not as an Apollyon antitype, but as an inspiring prototype. Hercules contained the potential to shatter the limits of Greek religion. Hercules is a man who became a god. He has escaped death. He has crossed the threshold of death, I believe more than once, and come back to tell a tale. That's what I call shattering the glass ceiling. And normally we're not aiming so high as like godliness, but like, good for you, dude. And the point that I wanted to bring the most of this, which is something that I hope to do here in Hellenic Herald as well, is, and they named it second, which is lame ass, but I get it. I feel like they left the best for last. Is that he is a model for the common man who may have hope, or who may hope. Hope is the strongest motivator. There's a saying, I didn't make this up. I'm pretty sure I didn't make it up. I don't know who said it, if someone else said it, which is that a army of people who are afraid of you will leave you at the best next opportunity. An army of people who love you will die for you. And I think that's what we need to have. We need to have that strong belief, that strong hope. And I think that's what we have. We have this community that looks up to Hercules. He is the common man who broke the glass ceiling of Greek religion, right? And I think that's the most powerful thing that Hercules has left behind. And I think that's the most powerful thing that, as they say, has the potential to shatter the limits of Greek religion. Some food for thought. Hydrate. I have snackies too. But I had 2 snackies. Did he come and steal my snackies? No, he didn't. He would never. Here's the snackies that... It's a ring pop! Ah, I haven't had these in years. This is the best. I can't believe that no one's here for book club tonight, because this is the best. I get to eat the ring pop. Will it fit on my main finger? Yes. Very awkwardly. I am so ready for this. Apparently I can't function like a human today. I love this music. This vibe is so chill. I almost want to change the lighting to a warmer light and just have it be like a chill vibe book club stream. I can take my voice down a notch. But I think we're having fun. I think that is most important. I wish I had like sound bites. I literally have the thing in front of me to do it. We just have to set it up. Okay. All right. I've been trying to figure out how to say this, and I actually listened to some YouTube streams and YouTube videos about it, and I still don't know how to say it. I don't know. Y'all know I'm terrible with this. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty close, though. I'm gonna go with the Dioscuri. I'm just gonna pray that's good. It's good enough. This is actually really good. Like, really good. Okay. I'm actually terrible and did not know about the twins here until I read this. So, I was kind of hoping someone else would know more. But I did do watching some videos about these two. So, Castor and Polydeuces. The brothers of Helen, the young youths of Zeus, the Dioscuri. The worship of the Dioscuri clearly derives from the Indo-European heritage and is shown above all by the parallel of the shining horse-owning brothers Asvin in Vedic mythology. So I was like, first off, I was like, not Vedic. I only know of Vedic astrology from my friend who is... I don't know. She always just said she was Indian, so I'm just gonna go with that. I don't know whatever is the correct term. I know there's a new term, but I'm terrible at geography, so... but yeah, I learned about Vedic astrology from her. So I don't understand how that plays in. I honestly didn't do much research, but I think that's a topic that we really need to figure out what's going on here. Like, this is... I'm curious. So we'll talk about that in the Discord chat. So make sure to go there. So we also have like another 2 vocabulary words. And we're talking about in Sparta, Finda, whatever that's called. That one. Or whatever that is puzzling. The myth invented a foster father. What? Nope. To solve the problem. So yeah, they didn't have a father for part of their story. And I actually have 2 YouTube videos. I'm going to post them in the chat gently so I don't drop my ring pop. And I highly recommend everyone watch these 2. I definitely I finished the first one. I didn't finish the second one. But I have to say, just from a glance, I'm impressed from their channel. And I'm definitely going to be spending some time looking at their videos. So. I thought I did a 3rd one. Oh, wait. That's not the videos. We didn't get to the videos part yet. Did we? Oh, yeah. I only posted... Yeah, I posted 2 videos. Yeah. Okay. Where are we? In Sparta. We talked about that. And then so it mentions down, where is it? Down, oh, in the video, I'm sorry, in that video, the first YouTube link, it mentions that they actually have a holiday on January 27th that was made by like a king. And I'm like, what? It's not on the calendar. I don't think it's on the calendar. We're gonna double check it right now. You're looking at it. You're seeing it live. Here it is. Here it is. Oh, it's not there. What is happening? Also, why is this not loading? So why don't we have it on the Athenian calendar? Is that what it's called? Not Clockify notes. There we are. Yeah, so check that video out. It's pretty interesting that we don't have this holiday. I'm definitely going to note it in here. It's actually in the notes. It's noted with a, it's identified. So, I wish I could play those on stream, but if I do, we're gonna get in trouble. So, just watch them yourselves. And be like, hey, Hellenic Herald sent me here. So, let's see. So, if you're not familiar, which I wasn't, the Discori are to a large extent a reflection of the body of young men capable of bearing arms. They invent war dances, they are, and as mounted warriors, they ride out in search of adventure, rustling cattle and stealing brides, but they also rescue their sister. Part of their story, the most important part, I think, is that they rescue their sister. And they basically, they're just partners and everything. They're really good brothers. I'm being reminded to eat dinner by my phone. And so this dual kingship of Sparta bears a special relationship as the Dioscuri. The whatever are invoked when many armies march into battle, and if one of the kings remains behind, blah, blah, blah. So in another myth, they have the Theban twins, Zethos and Amphion. There's basically another set of twins that kind of parallel their story, and so it's really interesting. So they're almost doubles of the Discori. They're two sons of Zeus and their horsemen, known as the White Horses of Zeus. In the myth, it's not their sister who they rescue, but their mother, Antiope. Oh, that's terrible. And they cause the wicked queen Dike to be dragged by death, to her death by a bull. The whereabouts of the grave is known. This is an interesting thing. I thought this was really interesting. As a thing all upon itself. Let's see here. Oh, sorry. I had a couple. We talk about it later, but yeah, I'll just wait till we talk about it later. So, page 302. The whereabouts of the Dike grave was only known to the cavalry commander, the Hipparchos of Thebes. When he retired from office, he would take his successor to her tomb at night. There, the two men would make sacrifices without using fire to cover up all the traces of their activity before day. In this way, the two cavalry leaders guaranteed the continuity of command by binding themselves to each other in secret communion, following the model of the White Horseman twins who founded Thebes. So first off, we also know now the White Horseman twins, these brothers, they founded Thebes. These are demigods because their parenthood is Zeus. I'm not sure what. I think that's all that qualifies for demigod. This is not so much a snack, but like a hobby. I'll be eating this for the next, like, 4 days. I'm glad I saved the wrapper and didn't shred it. Alright. Well, let me see here. Oh, yeah. Okay. The Spartan cult. I just think so, before I go there, I just think this is a really interesting thing that they did, and it almost kind of made me want to do something like this as like an activity, because it's really interesting. I don't know how we would do something like that, but it just seems it was a very interesting way to make sure that obviously that this person's grave wasn't found, but I just love this idea. Okay, so let me see here. Oh no. Yep, okay. So going to 302, the Spartan cult of the Discuri is found in the context of warrior society and of initiations in which an encounter with death is also involved. I'm gonna put this ring down. I'm terrified of like getting it stuck to things. I actually have a cup here. So let's see here. So I read this, and immediately my thought was like, oh my god, we should have a Spartan cult fitness club in the server, because we have a fitness and health channel. And I was like, oh my gosh, I think it would be hilarious. And I would totally do it because I totally need accountability. Do something like an accountability thread. So I was just going to throw that out there on stream and see like what everyone thought about it. Like if they thought it was a good idea. So I think I'm going to bring that up in the server. So go look for it. Oh my god, I've been muted this entire fucking time. Okay. I was muted because, I shoot a thing. I have no idea how far back I was muted. So. We'll figure it out later. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys that this here. The curious symbol which represents the Dioscuri in Sparta, the box, Dokana, two upright supports connected by two crossbeams which may perhaps be understood as a gate and a rite of passage. I present to you the Dokana. This shit. This right here. I literally, I was like, well, what does this look like exactly? And I looked it up, and they have these, and some, I think this is a picture of like some sort of shield that was made or something like that. But they would put this symbol on their shields. How dope is that? That looks awesome. And I have access to two 3D printers and a resin printer. So maybe we could make it. Y'all heard it here first. Like, legit, they want to do something for you guys. How sweet is that? Okay. Let's move forward. Oh, you guys aren't following me in the notes. So, I love this. Everything we do is, everything, we just feast. We just eat for everything we do. Otherwise, the main form in which the Dioscuri are honored in this is the ubiquitous feasting of the gods. Theo, whatever. And I did mark this in the notes as a holiday, so we have information on that too, because I don't think I've ever seen that on a calendar. So we're gonna have to be super sneaky and figure out. Ubiquitous feasting in a closed room. A table is spread. A couch with 2 cushions is prepared. We have like a really good idea. One of the things I love about this book is that it gives such a good idea of how things looked. There is a desire to be like as accurate and thorough. It's really nice. I very much appreciate it as a reader. We also have oh, hold on. We have another vocabulary word I gotta copy out. Let's see. Did we get sortis? Yeah. So there's like vases and all that stuff. That's the festival. The Discuri are above all saviors, soteres. Not least, they provide their worth in battle, right? So they have a specific role they have to fulfill. And we're still talking about those 2 brothers, by the way, right? We're still talking about the 2. That's who they are. That's the Discuri. So, I'm just looking at my notes and see where else was something interesting. There was something interesting here. Oh, you know what? I think it was something I looked up. Okay, where are we? We're still in the right place. Yeah. So, in regards to the holiday, the Discuri, like Hercules, were also have said to be initiated at the Elysius holiday. So, which is the, oh my gosh, I can't remember the full name of it. But yes, so they're also associated with being able to cross between the, what did we call it? It's in the Chthonic to Olympian boundary. There we are. So next we have Asclepios. We haven't talked a lot about. Occasionally Asclepios pops up. It's really interesting, and he just disappears for a while. Okay. So he was born, he was born of Apollo by a mortal woman. He sired children, Asclepios, and then died. So he belongs among the heroes, and the heroes is what Pindar calls him. What's interesting is that his grave plays no role in the cult. Again, very interesting because graves and specific burials were very important. They were very particular. So these are really interesting examples of heroes. Specifically heroes, again, who crossed the Chthonic to Olympic boundary. The temples, I can't say that word. Temples with whatever that is, images were built in his honor. And we then go into talking about his staff, which is really important because a lot of people, myself included, have confused the staff for Asclepios to the one that Hermes holds. And to be fair, they are fairly similar, but they're very different. Okay, so and I looked this one up and I brought this into the notes here. The caduceus, that's the one that Hermes has 2 snakes intertwined around his staff with outstretched wings at the top, as opposed to the rod of Asclepius, which has a single snake entwined with a rough branch and no wings. Okay, the caduceus was originally the symbol of the Greek messenger god Hermes, known as Mercury by the Romans. I'm not saying that, I'm just saying that's what it says. Let me show you guys. So you see on this side closest to me, that's the caduceus. And then the one furthest from me is the rod of Asclepius. So you see they both have the snakes and they're both like rod. So you can see how they could get confused. Hi, Astrid. We're good. We are now talking about Asclepius. So, and we are actually now pouring my cup of tea. We were just talking about how the caduceus and the rod of Asclepius get confused all of the time. And yep, it looks like this. Yes, this side. The one closest to me is the caduceus, which belongs to Hermes, and the one furthest from me is the rod of Asclepius. There you go. Where is it? Here it is. So he's like instantly recognizable by his staff, right? So Asclepius is actually also scarcely ever imagined in the company of other gods on Olympus, but they say he belongs even less in the kingdom of the dead. So he belongs even less in the kingdom of the dead as he does on Olympus. What? It's okay. My only sadness is that nobody else is here, so now y'all realize how much I drink. Like, I'm drinking all the time, and I, like, feel bad because I'm, like, stopping. It's really hot, but it's really good. Okay. I'm actually reading it real time. I will say that. I am actually reading it. I have accidentally gone ahead a few times, but I am actually reading it real time, so technically this may be my third book that I'm reading at one time. So anyway, yeah, so Asclepius is scared. Here you go. Asclepius is scarcely ever imagined in the company of other gods on Olympus, but he belongs even less in the kingdom of the dead. They don't go on to explain why he belongs less in the kingdom of the dead. They just say it. And I'm like, okay. Like, obviously we're talking about deities that can cross the chthonic Olympian boundary, as they're saying, but they don't say why he belongs even less. And I'm like, They do say he appears as a shape, in the shape of a snake, which is insane. I don't understand, because it sounds like he even is more, because they didn't say this for Hercules, or what's their names, the twins. So I'm wondering if he belongs even less in the realm of the dead than those guys. Why would they say that? Yeah. Did they even mention that? I mean, well, I don't think they actually mentioned it. I know that, but I don't think they actually mentioned it. But yeah, I don't know. I was just like, why? So yeah, that's all. That's just about that. They never like. So hold on. I wanted to bring this one to light. Okay. Sophocles offered shelter to the god in his own house until the temple was built, and this brought heroic honors on Sophocles himself as the welcomer. Dexion, vocabulary word. Did I mark that? Where is it? I know I copied that in here. Oh, here it is. Vocab. Yeah, I'm gonna really try to mark these in the text. Okay. Yeah, this is why. Here, okay. So first off, we have a vocabulary word, Dexion, that means welcomer. Which then gives me a thought about what we should name some people in the community. I think that would be a really cool role name. But it's interesting because the first thing I thought of this was Xenia. That he got these rewards because he gave him shelter. And he doesn't say he tried to charge him or anything. He just did it out of his kindness of his heart, right? So you do good, you get good, right? And here's the other bit about Asclepius that I thought was really interesting, and I wanted us to really put in. I don't know that we could discuss it, but like put it in the notes. The name of the god I don't know how to say the different variations and how this is supposed to be said. I just know how to say it, okay? It eludes interpretation. So that's interesting. Like, there's no etymology, right? Yeah. So here's this thing is the function of healing of sickness. But they didn't specifically say that was the reason. So, I don't know. I mean, it can be inferred, but I didn't think that. Let's see. 305. Oh, here, I love this. Where is it? Are we on 305? Yeah. Let me just search it. Really? That's the one? No. Here it is. 304 to 305. Okay. The curious myth surrounding Asclepius' birth and death, which was related in detail in the Hesiodic catalogs, takes us to, oh, you guys, no. We're gonna go, no. Apollo takes Coronis as his love, but after he has made her pregnant, she sleeps with mortal men, and punishment is struck by a deadly arrow of Artemis. There's so many interesting parts in this. So Artemis has killed her, which blows my fucking mind because she's the protector of women in like childbirth and shit. So I don't know what happened there, but that seems like a really right. As her body lies on the funeral pyre, Apollo rescues the unborn child. Asclepius, who grows up with the centaur Chiron. Hey, Lucky Edria. Oh, Lucky Edge area. Okay. If you're gonna do that for every word that I say, Fred, hi Fred. You're gonna have a lot of words. Alright, so let's see. Grows up with the centaur Chiron? I don't know. And becomes the best physician. When Asclepius I'm literally gonna read this whole paragraph. When Asclepius ultimately employs his art to wake someone from the dead, Zeus intervenes and kills him with his thunderball. I love this. I love this next part. I lost my shit when I saw it. I thought it was so fucking funny. this dude, this thing, him bringing someone back from the dead, like this, it almost leads to a battle among the gods. Apollo kills the smith, the Cyclopses, who forge a thunderbolt for Zeus. And Zeus is on a point of killing Apollo when Leto intervenes and brings about a reconciliation. First off, Leto, holy shit. Isn't Leto? Hold on. I did not look this up before. Okay, she is a goddess. She's a goddess of fertility, right? I thought for a second that she was human. But like, alright. So, but she intervenes and brings about a reconciliation. That's, I mean, yeah. So thereafter, Apollo must shun the company of the gods for a year and be enslaved to a mortal, Admetos, the husband of whatever, and thus the myth leads us back to Thessaly. There's also a remarkable correspondence between the beginning and the end. Apollo rescues life from the funeral pyre, the unborn child Asclepios, but the heavenly fire the lightning sets an irrevocable limit to the life that would which would seek to break through the immortality. So he rescued Asclepios from the fire, and then he became immortal, and he still died. Have I said that I love the fact that, like, Greek history and mythology and whatever we want to call it is filled with so much juxtaposition? It's ridiculous. I will never get tired of saying that word. Alright, let me see here. What do my notes say? Alright, so we also have new vocabulary words coming up. I just love that whole story. I thought it was amazing, and I thought that, that circle was really interesting as well. Here we are. So there became doctors that called themselves Asclepiad, whatever, descendants of Asclepios. They were an organized guild with each student taking responsibilities of a son. I don't quite understand what that means, but I thought it was really cool that we have a specific word that correlates to a deity of someone's, like, it meant doctor. So we have a new vocabulary word there. You know what I didn't do? I didn't mark it as a vocabulary. We're gonna make a giant ass vocabulary list. It's gonna be horrendous. We're gonna go through and get all the vocabulary. Okay. So this became a little bit of a problem. So news of the miraculous crew. They're basically, they were doctors, and they created this organization thing. And it became a cult. News of the miraculous cures drew hordes of visitors to whatever, and gave rise to the regular health business. To attract and reassure visitors, deeds of the gods were recorded in stone and put on display. Thus, in the 4th century, this small town could afford to build one of the most splendid sanctuaries in Greece, with the most beautiful Greek theater. They made a spa. They made a spa. They documented they had customer reviews that they put up for their place. It became a splendid sanctuary. It was very attractive. It was very nice to be in, right? And it gave rise to a regular health business that attracted other people to come to the... That's all I'm saying. It's okay. It's okay. All right, then he had a daughter. Where's his daughter? I love that we have all these new people. Every chapter we get like 10 new people. Oh, my head's itchy. Here we go. The daughter of Asclepios is named simply Hygeia, health. This god brings each individual his own personal health and salvation in this world. Well, I just learned who to pray to. So. So, yeah, there are, it mentions a little bit here about the sanctuary must always be open for the person who comes in search of help. I love that, by the way. I love that. Consequently, there arises in the Asclepios sanctuary the institution of daily service of worship, in contrast to the usual alternation of festival and ordinary days. So because they have to have their whole place, because they're so dedicated to have their place open for anyone who needs help, they have to do something every day. So why not just do a worship, a regular service? Yes, I love it. It's a great thing to do and provide for the community. It would also be great if they did other community things, but I'm sure they did. But it doesn't mention that. So, but it is very much in contrast to the other holidays that we have, because usually it's a specific day or set number of days. It's not a daily thing. Although people did have their own in-home altars. They could also have I don't know. It's when you have the thing on the wall. Or in the wall. And anyway, their own place to worship in their home. They didn't really go to a daily thing. It was just whatever festivals. So having this is extremely in contrast. Juxtaposition to what is normally done. God damn, I love that fucking word. I'm gonna actually copy this. Boom shakalaka. All right, we're on the polis. We're on the polis and polytheism. Thought patterns in Greek polytheism. We're only going to go through this section, and I'm going to say it's not that long. So, let's see. This got me confused for a second. Here we are. The first paragraph, it says I wanted to read it. So, to give an account of Greek religion means listing numerous gods one after another. The task of the history of religion seems to dissolve into the history of individual gods. Also, yeah. The fact that the Greek gods manifest themselves as individual makes this seem quite natural, and the clarity of the resulting organization of the evidence confirms the procedure. So yes, we have actual archaeological records that confirm all these things, right? But there's always the danger that this will lead to a fundamental misunderstanding, as if polytheistic religion were the sum of many individual religions. One does, in fact, speak at times of Zeus religion and Apollo religion, Dionysus religion. What they're talking about is like the cults, right? The concurrence of these, the concurrence of these in the same tribe or in the same city then appears as a contingent fact. Scholarship would be, I don't know why I'm having trouble with this, would be left only to analyze these elements. But here too is the whole is more than the sum of the parts. Blah. Goodness gracious. I'm gonna take a drink after that. I don't know why that was hard. Chug, 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 chug. Dude, if I had to go head to head with someone drinking beer and I'm drinking tea, I think I would beat them. I know that's not exactly fair because they get drunk, but drinking a lot of tea, you get... It's a lot of tea, man. Alright. We are looking at the polytheism. This got me confused. This got me super confused. Polytheism means that many gods are worshipped not only at the same place at the same time, but by the same community and by the same individual. Only the totality of the gods constitutes the divine world. What? My bad. My understanding was just polytheism is the worship of many gods. I don't know about this. I see what they're saying, and that was what was done, but I don't understand this. With the same community, at the same place, at the same time, and by the same community. I mean, of course, if you're having a festival, it's at the same place at the same time. It's not really a thing about polytheism. But that's what I'm saying. It's like weird. Okay. Yeah. However much a god is intent on his honor, he never disputes the existence of any other god. They are all everlasting ones. This is obviously one of the biggest differences between some religions and the Hellenic faith, I guess. That's a good way to phrase it. There's no oh, hi. Hi, Simon. I see that up here in the task of the history of religion seems to dissolve into the history of individual gods. I can manifest that's quite natural. However, there's always a danger that this will lead to a fundamental misunderstanding, as if polytheistic religion were the sum of many individual religions. One does, in fact, blah, blah, blah. So, hi, how are you? I need something to call you. Sorry, I'm gonna mess that up. I don't want to mess that up. I'm sure it's very pretty. I'm good. We are talking about the book Greek Religion by Walter Burkert. And we're in the section of chapter 5, finally, the thought patterns in Greek polytheism. So yeah, that totally makes sense, Simwin. But I don't understand how it relates to the polytheism, because it says means that many gods are worshipped not only at the same time. So it's saying that they are worshipped at the same time and place. When in fact previously it's saying like, oh, they are worshipped individually. Ah, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I feel like the definition of polytheism here is muddy. That's it. It's muddy. It's not what I have heard the meaning of polytheism to be. We can just look it up. I don't know why we're not doing that. Oh goodness. That being said, definitions of things can change over time. Yeah, is the belief in the worship of more than one god. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. It's very, but it could have been different, or I don't know, or we're just misunderstanding it. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up as a thing to ponder. Okay, so here he goes. However much a god is intent on his honor, he never disputes the evidence. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is agreeing with the idea that it can become, that people think the polytheistic religion was the sum of many individual religions, as opposed to a joined religion with individual deities, which I can understand can be a problem. Okay, so however much the god is intent on his honor, he never disputes the evidence of any other god. They are all everlasting ones. All the gods agree that there are other gods, right? Except Sorry. I don't want to dump on people, but it is the fact. There is no jealous God as in the Judeo-Christian faith. What is fatal is if a God is overlooked, right? Okay, so what? I don't want to hurt people's feelings. I don't want to. There's no such. Look, that's what it said. I read it. Did I say it wrong? Look, it says Judeo-Christian. I just read what it said, man. Yeah, but I do mean yeah, Christian. Yeah. We're talking about the book, and we already established early on, thanks to B, that there is some stuff in here that has been, which I actually didn't say, so I should say it. But yeah, and I'm glad you guys are having really cool discussions. So we know some of the stuff has changed. This is an old book. But I haven't said it in the streams recently, so thank you for reminding me. We should say that in the beginning, because there may be things changed. And also, sometimes we just read from the book. But yeah. So I thought that was... I was like, sorry. Fact. And I always loved that, to be honest. Always loved. That was one of the things that I always loved, even from a kid, about the different pantheons and about the Greek pantheon, was that they were all there. They all knew of each other. And there was fighting. But, like... no one was like, no, you can't be here, you can't exist. Even it just was something that was really nice to me. And they all knew they were flawed. They didn't like to admit it, but they all knew they were flawed. So I always just thought that was really interesting. Yeah, so now we get down to nitty gritty. All right. What is fatal is if a god is overlooked. Like, that sentence right there. Yes. How many gods have gotten pissed off because someone was a dick or said, like, oh, they're not as good as whatever. Like, see what happens when you encourage saying bad things? Shit happens. Shit happens. When you're a jerk, shit happens. To be fair, you're also in trouble if you don't. They literally say it if you don't do what you're supposed to do. Let me also copy that into the notes, because that should be on a t-shirt. We have a swag. I'm marking swag stuff too, because how many streams have I been on and been like, oh, we should put that on a t-shirt. We're not doing that no more. We're gonna be organized. Alright. So, let's see. It goes into the story, but there's a perfect phrase. To overlook. Why? Okay, there it is. Good. 308. Here we are. Oh, I did mark that. Okay. To overlook. Wait, what passage? To overlook or despise a god is to curtail the richness of the world and hence the fullness of man. The advice which Plato used to give to all, to give to his all too aspirant whatever, was sacrificed to the charities. You don't want to disrespect. It does not do people well. So, not that we need to say that, but I love that they keep mentioning it in like every chapter. I have to mark here because they're right here in this section. We're starting to talk about the Elysian Festival. So I gotta put in here holiday. Except that's not how you spell holiday. Oh wait, I did that already. So at the Elysian Festival, for example, so what we're talking about is the added calendar. Oh my god, have I mentioned the calendar? Oh my gosh. This gives me a perfect opportunity. Hellenic Herald has put out our 2023 calendar. We put the Hellenist holidays, as well as some other pagan holidays, and of course federal holidays, I believe for several countries, not just the US and Canada. I think there's another one in there. Anyway, so it has all the days you need to know about, as well as information about the deity, the theography, the epithets, and some ideas of how you can do some devotional acts. It also has like a poem, a hymn, or something written by our membership, by our members. So I'm really happy that we were able to do that and that so many of our members participated. And it was also edited by our Sinwin, editor of written works, who is on the stream. Can I do a shout out? I want to see if I can do a shout out. Booyah! That was awesome. I learned how to do that. I really need sound effects. So that is free to download on our website, ahellenicherald.com. And if you'd like, we suggest a donation of $5. If you would like to have a physical copy of your calendar, you can order it at cost and plus like $5 for the shipping, and we will send one to you. I already got my calendar. I already posted a video of it on TikTok. You are glorious. We promote appreciating our staff. By the way, have we appreciated our mod, Most Sovereign Lady, also known as Astrid in the Discord, who is also a Discord mod. Yeah. We love everyone and we appreciate everything everyone does to make Hellenic Herald, our Discord, a safe and wonderful place where we can all grow and learn and find our paths and celebrate them. Yay. That's a really good clip. I'm going to clip that. We're almost done, actually. So we talk about the Elysian Festival. And they actually talk a little bit about it, about the sacrifices, etc. So I've marked that in our notes about the holiday. And oh, you know what I didn't say about the calendar? Oh my gosh. That the artwork was provided by our artist Nova. You may know her. I call her Chitty because that used to be her name, but she changed it so that it would match. So the artist's name is now Nova on the server, and she's been very kind to have allowed us to use a great deal of her work for a few years now. So sorry, I like remembered that when we started talking about the date. I was like, oh shit. Okay, so we have more information. I wanted to bring up, because I gotta look up the word, because I always forget it. So the temenos right here, that's a good question. Let's look at the calendar. Thank you for the opportunity. Is it gonna open? Yes, I love it. We're gonna have to make this bigger because I am blind as fuck. Okay, so I'm pretty sure it's not. Is it soon? Yeah, we have the lesser mysteries. And then, but the actual full mysteries, I believe, are further down the year, closer to like Persephone. Country Dionysia. You have the mysteries? Yeah, here. Elysia begins. And the Elysia ends, and then we also have Uzea the Tame. Oh, you're so good. It brings me fried chicken. Sweet fried chicken. This is living life. So like September. I thought it was later in the year. Let's have chicken. Is it really hot? No chicken. He's great, right? Thank you. Everyone worked really hard on it. Again, Sin, our editor of written works, and myself. And we had people, like I said, they provided their written works for the calendar. I'm really happy that we got to get the community involved. That's why we do the streams. Okay, so where were we? Here we go. The Temen. Oh, I just closed that window. Here, the Temenos is a piece of land cut off and assigned as an official domain, especially to kings and chiefs, or as a piece of land marked off from common uses and dedicated to a god, such as a sanctuary, holy grave, a holy precinct. A Temenos enclosed a sacred space called Hera. Oh, goodness gracious. We're just going to pretend I said it, okay? Okay, we're putting that in the notes. And so we're talking about, that's what we're talking about, a Temenos. I don't want to talk with my mouth full for you guys. It generally belongs to one individual god, but statues of other gods may also be set up in it. Just as a Hermes statue by Praxiteles stood in the Hera temple at Olympia. I just clipped it. It's possible to set up votive gifts to other gods, and so to pray to these other gods on the spot. Thus, an Apollo statue may be dedicated to Zeus, or a votive gift for Zeus in thanksgiving for a victory. May be set up in Apollo temple. Ancient cults of Aphrodite and Hermes stand in the Apollo sanctuary in Argos. Blah. So sometimes different gods share the same Temenos, and sometimes even the same temple, just as Athena dwells in the house of blah, 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 blah. We know this, right? We know this. The gods have backups. I don't know. We can look it up. I'm just going to copy your text right there. Also gives me an opportunity to eat food while I look it up. Wow, that's a really big one. By the way, welcome. Let's see. We're going to show it. No, I don't. I'm just dumb. I do that a lot, actually. I should stop doing that. But I don't want I don't want you guys to like hear me chewing or anything. So, okay. So what I was saying was, so I brought it up that a temple for Hera was destroyed by an earthquake. SADS. And it's really good to know, actually, because so I put it in the notes. And, you know, we've talked about it before, how the deities tend to cross tasks, duties, areas. Like, there's a god of whatever, and there's a god of another whatever, right? And they do tend to cross, and I love it because, personally, it's like, it's almost like they have a backup, right? Like, oh, I'm too busy. Hey, can you handle this for a minute? And they're like, oh, yeah, sure. Okay, whatever. Right? And by the way, I'm really trying. Sanatana? Gracious. I feel like I fucked that up immensely. I apologize. In regards to what you said, it's really sad the temples are destroyed. Have you seen our Minecraft streams? We stream every Saturday at 9 a.m. on Minecraft. It's not a real temple, but we've built quite a few temples in Minecraft. And one of these days I should do it. I don't know. We have to clean up this room a little bit more. But I can actually go in the Minecraft in VR. So I'm like life size. It's super cool. I don't do it often because we only got it to work once. But if we're going to make it work now that we have the chroma key, we can set it up so you guys can see me and the Minecraft, like what my perspective. So how crazy cool is that, right? Being like life size. I like the first time I went in, I like legit cried. It was amazing. It was so humbling. These things are temples in there are massive. So yeah, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Right. So I just wanted to bring up the temenos because it's another vocabulary word. They didn't explain it here. I didn't have much to say about anything else in here. I did like this, that the language of polytheism can be learned passively, as it were. Just by knowing the stories. Oh, that's control. Is it control? Yeah. We begin to understand. And the fact that they cross and the deities are with other deities, we can see that we learn that it's not simply individual religions of the deities, but as a community and a family, you know, overall. Let's see. I think there was something else, but I don't remember. So, yeah, so that's it. We got through everything. In less than 2 hours, including me having problems. So that was really good. Good job, guys. Yeah, so, okay, let's see. Announcements. I should go check announcements. Yeah, probably, Sin. Probably. Alright, let me see here. We've got planning. Okay, I don't know if anyone noticed, but I actually made some changes to the server while no one was looking. I'm just gonna hide from the other mods. They were organizational, though. So let's see. Announcements. We have our Minecraft play tomorrow, and we'll probably be talking, I think we're gonna be talking about Imbolc. I wanna do that for everyone. And I'm gonna learn some shit. It's gonna be cool. We might have a time where we suggest everyone go look at a video for like 5 minutes or whatever. Just so everyone's with us, you know, in the same thing. But we can't play the videos for obvious copyright reasons. And copyright? I don't know. But tomorrow we're going to be playing Minecraft from usually 9 a.m. Pacific time to, I don't know, a few hours. On March 3rd, we're starting Anasteria. We're going to probably just have some cool information on that one. We do have a Hephaestus ritual that we're going to do in Minecraft on March 11th. So that's super cool. Of course, Hephaestus in Minecraft because we build, right? And before that, in the coming month, we are having the Aphrodite ritual. I know everyone's super excited about that one. I just thought I'd throw out Hephaestus first. Get everyone excited. But we, of course, are going to have our Aphrodite ritual. We're already accepting submissions for poems, hymns, etc. So if you'd like to join us, just go ahead and visit the new planning section. And just let us know. Just submit your piece. We'd love to have it. Or if you just love to read, we'd happy to have other people read. Sorry, I thought I'd knock something over. February 3rd is starting Lanai, and we are gonna we're gonna be posting, I forgot for a minute. We are gonna be posting some submissions of drinks that are inspired by the gods. So if you have any experience making drinks, I encourage everybody to make your drink, alcoholic or not, that you think is inspired to you or inspires you, whatever, by your deity, your patron, or anyone that you like. I'm very excited. We are open for submissions, and this is gonna be really cool. It's February's gonna be a really cool month. And then let's see, what are some other things? Again, check out the calendar, ahelenacarroll.com. Free to download. You don't have to pay anything. But if you want to donate, we do have a button there for it. And you can also, again, purchase the physical copy. And yeah, you can also see the video I did on TikTok. Have I forgotten? I don't think I've forgotten anything. I think that's it for this week. And I'll see everyone tomorrow on the Minecraft stream. You don't have to be in Minecraft to play, but you do have to be whitelisted. So you probably won't be able to join us tomorrow, but make sure you apply. The link is in the gamers stream, the gamers chat. Can you take the names of all the Greek gods now? I don't know what that means. I'm not sure what that means. You mean list them? I'm gonna go with no. Just because we're ending the stream and I gotta go have dinner. But let's see if we can raid one of our friends. Oh, look. Hey, Shady Lady's online and they are playing Final Fantasy. That's a great game. There's also Critter Vision. Should we go watch Little Animals? I think that'd be so much fun. But I like Hey Shady Lady. Let's go say hi to Hey Shady Lady. Alright, we're gonna start a raid. We're gonna go visit some people. Yes. Thank you, everyone. Make sure you like and follow. And make sure to leave some chatter in the comments on YouTube. Alright. Bye, everyone. Have a wonderful night. And may the gods bless you on your journeys.
We are playing some Final Fantasy 11 tonight. I just got my